All right, let's talk about a project that was born from a frustration I think a lot of us have felt, especially if you're into self-hosting. We're talking about that endless, repetitive chore of manually setting up Cloudflare tunnels. This is the story of DockFlare and how it turns that manual grind into some seriously cool automated power.
It really all starts right here with a problem that is just so relatable. The creator, Chris, was just fed up. Every single time he spun up a new Docker container or took one down, it was this whole song and dance of logging into the Cloudflare dashboard, manually fiddling with ingress rules and DNS records. If you've ever managed more than just one or two services, you know exactly what that pain feels like. In this slide, wow, it just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the old way, a 7-step, click-heavy, totally error-prone process. And then on the right, you have the DockFlare way. You add a single label to a file. That's it. The difference is just night and day. It's the very definition of moving from manual labor to pure, elegant automation.
So the answer to this problem is, of course, an engine that's built from the ground up for automation. DockFlare was really designed to be this set-it-and-forget-it kind of solution. Its entire mission is just to get that manual configuration loop completely out of your life. So how does the magic actually happen behind the scenes? Well, it's a really simple but powerful 4-step loop. First, you just add a few special labels to your Docker container. The second that container starts, boom, DockFlare sees it. It instantly detects the event, reads those labels, and then automatically configures your Cloudflare tunnel and all the DNS records. And just like that, in seconds, your service is live and securely online. And when you actually go to do it, it's just as simple as it sounds. In your Docker Compose file, this is literally all you need for a basic service. One label to turn it on, one for the hostname you want, and one telling it the internal service address. Just 3 lines of code, and DockFlare takes care of everything else. And look, this isn't just some niche personal project somebody threw together. Hitting nearly 1,500 stars on GitHub, that tells you something. It shows that this solution really struck a chord with the self-hosting community. You can think of every single one of those stars as a developer who felt that same manual pain and saw that DockFlare was the real deal. It's been validated and it's trusted. But the story doesn't just stop with that first release. Oh no. This project has grown up a lot. It kicked off with that core automation, sure, but it quickly evolved into what the creator calls the policy revolution with version 2.0. That was followed by a massive usability overhaul, which brings us to the super polished tool that we have today. So let's dig into that first big leap, shall we? Version 2.0 was all about DockFlare maturing from a simple automation script into a real, honest-to-goodness policy management engine. Because what happened was, as more people started using DockFlare, a whole new problem started to creep in. To secure services with Cloudflare's zero trust policies, you had to add this whole other set of labels for things like allowed emails, session duration, all that stuff. And suddenly copying and pasting those across dozens of containers, well, that was becoming the new manual pain. The solution to this was absolutely brilliant. They introduced something called access groups. The best way to think of these is like reusable security blueprints. So instead of defining rules on every single service, you just create a policy template once in the UI. You could call it family access or admin only, and you bundle all your security rules right there. And the result is, once again, this dramatic simplification. I mean, look at this. You go from this long list of individual security labels for every single service to just one clean, powerful label that applies an entire centrally managed policy. This simple change made managing security at scale not just possible, but actually easy. Okay, so the next major evolution, version 2.1, it went after another point of friction, getting the thing set up in the first place. The whole goal here was to make starting with DockFlare totally and completely effortless. And you can hear the motivation right from the creator, Chris. The old way involved editing an .env file, which is basically a plain text file where you'd paste your secret API tokens. It worked, sure, but it wasn't exactly user-friendly, and it wasn't the most secure thing in the world. The goal was to just rip that barrier to entry out entirely. And the solution was this awesome pre-flight setup wizard. So now, the very first time you run DockFlare, you're greeted with a simple web page. It just walks you step by step through adding your credentials, setting up your tunnel, and then locking down the UI with a password. And that's it, you're done. No more hunting for text files and editing them by hand. What's really great is that this update also came with some huge security benefits. The user interface is now password protected right out of the box, and all your sensitive stuff, like that Cloudflare API token, is stored in a fully encrypted file, not a plain text.env file anymore. So it's both way easier and way more secure. It's a total win-win.
So after all these updates, all these evolutions, what has DockFlare actually become? Well, it's way more than just a simple automation script now. It's really turned into a centralized hub for managing and securing pretty much all of your self-hosted services. So let's put it all together. This is DockFlare today. You've got that original, simple, label-driven automation, but now it's supercharged with a centralized UI, a really maintainable policy engine thanks to those access groups, and a secure, friendly, wizard-driven setup. It's basically the whole package for managing your services through Cloudflare.
And the project leaves us with this final thought, a catchphrase from its creator that I think just perfectly captures the shift in mindset that this tool gives you. It's not just about exposing services anymore. It's about building secure, dynamic, and automated pathways to them. So the question is, are you ready to start thinking in tunnels?